Hey, welcome to our explainer. Today, we are diving into something called Gestalt Therapy. It's a really fascinating approach to psychology, and it's built on this one powerful idea. To really move forward in life, you first have to fully show up in the present.
I mean, does that sound familiar? It's a pretty common feeling, right? It's like you're scattered. One piece of you is still stuck replaying an argument from yesterday. Another piece is already stressing about a meeting next week. And there's almost nothing left of you to just be here, right now.
Well, Gestalt therapy has a name for this. It's called unfinished business. Think of it as all those unexpressed feelings from the past. The resentment, the grief, the anger, that just kind of hang around. They're basically like emotional pop-up ads that keep hijacking your attention and pulling you out of the present moment.
Okay, so how do we close all of those emotional tabs that are slowing us down? That's really the question at the heart of Gestalt therapy. It gives us a way to bring all those fragmented parts of ourselves together in the one place where we can actually do something about them, right here in the now. Now, the key word here is experiential. This isn't about sitting on a couch and just talking about your childhood. Nope. It's about bringing those feelings and situations to life, right there in the therapy session. The whole focus shifts from asking, why do I feel this way, to what am I feeling and how am I feeling it, in my body, right this second.
And the name itself is a huge clue. Gestalt is a German word that means whole or complete. So the entire goal of the therapy is to help you find those missing or disconnected pieces and integrate them so you can feel more whole, more complete as a person.
So, this whole approach is built on a few really powerful core ideas. Let's dig into the building blocks that make Gestalt therapy actually work.
Think about what's happening for you right now. You're listening to my voice, you're looking at this slide. That's the figure. It's what's in focus. But what about the feeling of the chair you're sitting in or the temperature of the room? That's all on the ground. A healthy person, according to Gestalt theory, can easily shift their focus to whatever is most important in any given moment.
And that brings us to the absolute core of this therapy, awareness. See, in Gestalt therapy, awareness isn't just a side effect or tool to get somewhere else. Awareness is the goal. The whole idea is that by becoming more aware of what we're feeling and doing in the here and now, we start to see our own patterns, and that's what gives us the power to change them.
So our problems often start when we resist really making contact with what's true for us. And here are two big ways we do that. First, there's introjection. This is basically swallowing someone else's beliefs or values whole, without ever stopping to think, hey, is this actually true for me? And then, because of that, we often fall into avoidance, where we do everything we can to not face the unfinished business that these borrowed beliefs create.
Okay, theory is great, but what does this actually look like in a real therapy session? To make this all a bit more concrete, let's take a look at the case of Stan, which the source material uses to really bring these ideas to life.
So the process isn't really about digging up the past just for the sake of it. It's about bringing that unfinished business right into the present moment where you can finally work with it. The real goal is to help you see those old coping strategies, those creative adjustments you made as a kid to survive, and recognize that maybe, just maybe, they're not working for you anymore as an adult.
So this is Stan, and Stan is going through it. He feels totally inadequate, especially with women. He has a lot of anxiety, and he tends to drink pretty heavily when things get overwhelming. He's basically carrying this huge, heavy backpack filled with beliefs he just accepted from his family and society without ever questioning them.
And here's one of the heaviest things in that backpack, this core belief that Stan has swallowed whole. This is a perfect and really painful example of an introjection. You can just feel that this isn't his own authentic voice. It's a toxic message he internalized a long time ago, and it's been running his life ever since.
And this is where the doing part of the therapy comes in. Instead of just talking about this critical voice, a therapist might suggest an experiment, like the famous empty chair technique. Stan would literally be asked to imagine that critical part of him sitting in an empty chair across from him. He'd talk to it, yell at it, and then, this is the cool part, he'd switch chairs and speak as that critical voice. The goal isn't a magical cure, but to make Stan powerfully aware of this battle happening inside him.
So as you can see, this is about so much more than just fixing one problem or challenging one negative thought. The real destination of Gestalt therapy is much bigger. It's about a fundamental shift toward living a more authentic, aware, and responsible life. And when you look at what Gestalt therapy brought to the table, you can see why it was such a game changer.
It moved us past just talking and started paying attention to body language, to dreams, to the whole person. It really reframed therapy, not as some cold mechanical procedure, but as a living, creative encounter between two people, where real change can happen.
So let's bring it all back home, right here to you, in this moment. Gestalt therapy really just invites us to ask a simple but powerful question. What are you pushing away? What piece of unfinished business, what feeling are you ignoring that's just waiting in the ground of your experience, ready for you to finally notice it? That's a question worth sitting with.